Hello and welcome back to Bricking It. As you can see, we've got another cover ready. Can't say I'm sold on the bricks, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that little cauldron symbol should give you a clue, along with the title of this video, as to what we're building today. I'm going to build the barrel yard of the Leaky Cauldron. This of course is the famous entrance where Harry and Hagrid enter the Diagon Alley on Harry's first visit. It's a fairly simple build, much like Broomsticks last time. It's just a wall really, although we do have to do a couple of interesting little build techniques to complete it. Don't worry, I'm not going to let you watch this brick by brick. It's a fairly tedious build, much the same on both sides. Here we have a bit of visual interest though, and we're going to build the Goblin head fountain that we see in the movies. There's quite an interesting story about this. I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently the boys in the prop department had nothing to do for a couple of days, so the boss said, build me a fountain, just to give them something to do. Seeing as they were getting paid anyway, they might as well be gainfully employed, so they built this fountain. This is a goblin's head, I believe it is. Fortunately I don't have a goblin's head, especially not in grey, so I'll just be using this plain head here. And the unusual feature of this fountain is that the goblin has a fish on their head. Now, because this is just a one brick deep build, I wasn't entirely sure how I was going to put a fish on, but I think I came up with a solution that kind of gives the same impression. So I've got one of these hook plates, and onto it I'm going to attach this cone. Now this cone's opening gives the same kind of look as the official Lego fish mouth. Once we've got these curves in, that kind of locks it in place to stop it rattling about. And it can go on there. It gives a very vague impression of the fish's head on top of the goblin. That's our fountain that's just going to slip in here. And from here we can build up the rest of the wall. Now we're not studded in there, so this can be removed. If you want to replicate that hidden entrance to Diagon Alley, generally it will just sit behind the wall and give an impression. You don't want to see me build a load of bricks, so I've just got these brackets on top of this pile of bricks, and they're going to complete the first part of our wall. So the most difficult part of building inside these Hogwarts Moments books is disguising the hinge. So we're going to have to work our way around the corner here to lock it away so we don't see it. First part of the wall has got, well, it's actually a reproduction sticker from the original Diagon Alley set way back when. We'll just pop that on there just for a bit of visual interest. See, I've left one of these Technic pins in the top as we complete the wall. You can see that join is almost invisible, and this Technic pin inside the brick is going to hold the Leaky Cauldron sign that came in the advent calendar from a couple of years ago. Moving to the outside cover of the book, which is actually the inside of the barrel yard, just going to add a couple of snot bricks on the back here, because peeking over the wall in the movies we can see the exterior of the Leaky Cauldron. It's a plaster and lath building. It's Tudor style with the wooden beams and the plastered panels, and it's got this quite prominent window sticking out of it. Just top that with a couple of slopes, because that's not really wide enough, but it is the widest extent I can build to fit inside. Our covers, I've had to make an extra set of panels. They're just going to sit here at the side, and that just continues that uniformly across. Now, these are going to sit on top of the snot bricks. Fairly precarious for that last panel, but this isn't a particularly mobile build. And once we've got the roof hinge locked in at the top, that's going to secure it all. And this little arrangement at the end with a slope and some bricks, just going to form a chimney, and that sits at almost the perfect angle to match the rest of our roof. And that's our build done. Now you can see that the wall kind of overlaps the build at the top there, and for me that's fine, because obviously this is designed to go up on my shelf, which is above eye level, and the perspective you get from there, the building appears to be inside the brickyard. Here I've started the tear down so I can demonstrate the transformation inside the brick covers. Now you can see why that building, that wall had to be built differently, because 10 studs wide is as wide as we can go. This wall, because of the corner, won't store as is, so we need to just flip its brackets round so that we can attach that to the other cover. So that's the large areas done. As you can see, we fill that 4 stud wide gap that we have inside our books quite nicely, and from here it's just a matter of ferreting away all the other parts. Pop the snot bricks on the back here, fit everything in, and if I do it right the first time, this is maybe a minute or so of packing away. You can just see the chimney there on top of the little plaster wall bit on the back cover. I always mess up which set of studs these need to go on. They're just going to sit on the top there, and then hide our sign and our last bit of chimney, and that's our build packed away. So we're just going to move it from packed to unpacked, rebuild our set. I'm going to try and do this without a cut and see how long it actually takes in real time to construct our build. This is part of the reason I created these builds like this. I could easily have just built facades that just stayed permanently in situ if building this was really just a money saving scheme to get myself a Diagon Alley. But really, I've got so little space that I needed to be able to pack all these away. And really, once you've built a display piece, there's not really much other chance to interact with it, or pull it apart even. Standard me. Must have been rushing a little bit too much. So yeah, these builds and storage transformations are just a chance for me to actually have a little play with my Lego every time I get out this set. And when I put it away, they really don't take too long. It's quite a nice way to spend an afternoon. Get to revisit my builds each time I put them back together. Just see if there's anything I can change, anything I could have done better. And as my techniques and abilities improve, just seeing what I can change to make things a little easier or a little more true. There we are, all built up one last time. So there we go, that's the Leaky Cauldron barrel yard now complete. This is the last major building of my alley. This is going to be at the far end on the right hand side as you look at it. Obviously the far left end is going to be taken up with Gringotts. But I've got a couple of small gaps which are going to be the entrance to Nocturne Alley and the side entrance at the far side by Gringotts. And they're going to be the next video. And in that I'm also going to show you just how I've renovated my buildings and made them a bit more interesting to look at. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave us a like And if you'd like to see more Diagon Alley MOC builds, then please subscribe to Bricking It. Bye bye.